Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. Today we finish up our chores. We need to, so the idea, if I remember, I gotta figure out where I'm at. I brought the, oh no, that didn't happen yet. I want to bring the little tractor up here. We're going to swap tractors around because this one makes more sense down at the other farm. So I believe everybody's fed. Yeah, they got straw. So our first thing first, I'm going to grab this tractor. And I got some good news. I decided, and maybe this is stupid, but no, I can't do it. I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and try out, if you guys remember, years ago, I had purchased the SciTech Farming Simulator control panel. Was pretty disappointed with it because I got the steering wheel and the control panel. The steering wheel broke after a couple days. The control panel broke pretty quickly. Like, it all just kind of fell apart. And so, hang on a second, there we go. All right, nope, drop that, there we go. And so, like, a couple buttons broke. I was super, like, okay, so for example, and I had a lot of people tell me that, you know, on the review, like, that I left on the video, like, I left a video review, you can go watch it. People were like, you're too rough with this. You must have been too rough. And I'm like, dude, I'm super careful with my stuff. I have a 20-year-old Logitech Momo steering wheel and an 18-year-old Microsoft Flight Sim Sidewinder 3D Pro. Both of those still work. And I use them pretty heavily. Like the Flight Sim stick, man, like probably 300 hours of use on that stick, and it still works. Every button works. Every function works. I take good care of my gear. Like, my gear only, like, wears out and breaks, but it doesn't, like I don't break stuff because I'm not careful. You know, my G13 has been played through Farm Sim, through, not G13, my G29 steering wheel I've had. It's got probably 600 hours on it. My crappy CH Flight Yoke has a good probably 200 to 300 hours on it, and none of them are broken. None of the buttons are broken. Nothing's broken. This thing literally disintegrated in 2 days. So I have my reservations. I did not buy the steering wheel. I don't need it. I've already got my G13. But now that Logitech owns it, I've been waiting until they got out of stock for the SciTech, so I waited like 2 to 3 years. And with Farm Sim 22 coming around the corner, I do want to do some farm simming where I do it in the cab and using like my tracker and actually driving the tractor. So I figured now was a good time to pick one up. I'll also use it for Flight Sim, and I will also use it for like many of my other simulated truck sim, that kind of stuff. It's nice to have the buttons for different truck functions. So that is coming next week. I'm super excited about that. But I bought one of the Logitech ones, and we'll see. We'll see if it's any better. I think that it will be, but we'll have to find out. I just realized I don't think I have enough money for a new seater. I got to sell the old one. What happened to all our money? I thought we had more than this. But we do need to get a new seater because maybe we'll just rent one this turn. That's going to go there. I'll be right back. I need to hop a bus and get down to the other farm. So I'm going to walk over here to the bus station and catch a bus. And I will see you guys. Actually, maybe I can borrow a bicycle. Nah, I won't be able to bring it back. I'll ride the bus. I'll see you guys once I get down to the other farm. All right, so the bus has dropped me off and left, and I am here at the bus stop. And I'm going to cross the road here and head over to my farm. So we're going to grab our, as we spoke of last week, we're going to grab the little guy. It's not a little tractor, but the Rigitech. And I am going to bring the Rigitech back to our main farm. I'll tell you what, man. I've had some gross experiences the last couple days. My wife decided when she got here that she wanted a bearded dragon. And he's really cool, pretty easy to take care of. He's really cute. We call him, being a big Harry Potter fan, she decided to call him Gryffindor. So we call him Griffey for short, or Griffin, either or. But he eats live crickets. And so I got this box of crickets from some company, like a mail order company. And inside the box, there were 2 brown recluse spiders. Like, are you freaking kidding me? that was hair-raising, to say the least. It was horrifying. And the recluse spiders are gone. We killed them both. But it was a harrowing experience to open a box, and right there, brown recluse. And he's definitely a brown recluse. He had the coloring and everything. I was like, oh God. I think that's a brown recluse. Looked it up after I killed it. Sure enough, yep, it was a brown recluse. So thanks a lot to that company for sending us a brown recluse. But anyway, the experience is pretty funny, like trying to get these crickets out. Hang on, I want to dump these up. Not enough space to unload. Okay, there we go. Okay, it unloaded. Nope, it only unloaded half. Okay, there we go. So now we got this thing emptied, and we're going to go ahead and take it back. I think after we sell this, we'll have enough for another one, but we might have to wait a turn. And if that's fine, I'll rent one for the next round. Our tractor, I believe, since we're on flat land, we should be able to pull the next size up. We'll see what's available in the shop, but we'll go to a trail behind type. My beacon's not turning on. There we go. Put the hazards on too. Once again, if you're on, I get asked this question a lot. If you're on the Xbox, can you turn the hazards on? Well, the official word from the developer now is no. That is actually one of the questions that people have been asking for Farm Sim 22. Can you enable the hazards? And the answer is no answer. So the beacon you can turn on, but the hazards you cannot. That has to be done on a keyboard. So kind of a weird thing, but there you have it. So I'm excited for Farm Sim 22. My wife and I watched several of the features for the FarmCon, and I do need to put a video out regarding that. I'm pretty bad about news stuff. I don't like putting out a video every time one little tiny piece of news comes out. I kind of want to wait till we have a whole bunch of information, and then I'll make one big video about it. But I feel like we're at that point now where there's enough information out there that we can probably talk about like what's coming, what's up and coming in the new version. So we'll do that here shortly, probably next week. So yeah, looking forward to it. And in home news, my house is coming along nicely. I've got, for those of you that didn't know, once I got my inheritance money, I decided to put, a decent amount of it back into my house. So I got a new roof. I replaced the deck that was missing. I put a hot tub back there. It hasn't come yet. It'll be next month. But we are going to put a pool in, a 33-foot by 18-foot pool, just above ground, nothing fancy. We're going to put it in ourselves, save some money. But and my friend knows how to do it, so he's going to help us put it together. But I'm looking forward to that. I love swimming. You guys know that. I always talk about how much I love swimming. And so I'm super excited to have a pool in my backyard. I'm going to be swimming all the time. So, but they're working on that right now. But it's so nice to have my house getting fixed up. And now the inside is next. We'll be fixing up a lot of the rooms and putting in new kitchen stuff. My house has needed updates for 20 years. It's just life. Almost a full life of just being broke all the time. So it'll be nice to have a little bit of money to be able to put some of that back together. All right, so we're going to put the weight here because I'm not going to sell that. And anyway, I feel very blessed. Oops, that's not what I want. I want that. I'm going to dump the weight. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and take this over here. I should have probably sold this first, but it's empty, so it's not as heavy. And this guy can go back up to our farm. And so now we'll be a little safer because this tractor has almost the same horsepower as our New Holland. It's got enough horsepower to run any of the equipment that we have up at the farm. But then it also has the ability to, because it's lower slung, You know, these are designed to work in the mountains, so everything sits lower on these tractors. That keeps the center of gravity down, which means that we have much less of a chance of flipping. Not that we've ever flipped, but this will reduce the problem. Plus, this tractor is articulated, so it's meant for going over rough terrain, whereas the new Holland's a rigid frame, so it's not really designed for mountain work necessarily. Though it can do it just fine. So I think it's cool. I'm excited to see what happens with the new farm sim. As far as like what brands, I know they're saying there's over 400 pieces of equipment now, whereas this game had 200. So, but of course we'll have the mods as usual, so there'll be a ton of mods available. And hang on one second, folks. My daughter's looking at me incredulously. I need to find out what happened. Hold on. So Moni's dogs finally arrived from England, right? For you guys that have been following the story, my wife is here now, and my dog and her dog are both males, and they don't necessarily get along. So there's some what do you call it, like positioning, I guess, like trying to show who's boss. And one of the things that dogs do, and I don't know if people know this or not, but without going into too much detail, they, let's just say, get real close to the other dog physically. I don't know how else to put it. But my dog is pinning the other dog to the bed and doing some things to him that he's not very appreciative of. So if you hear barking in the background, there's a little bit of a dominance thing going on here. All right, so the rigid track's in place. He's going to be our mower from now on, and so we'll do that. Now I'm going to have to, actually, you know what, since that tractor is going to stay down there. No, you know what, I'm going to have to take the bus. How am I going to do this? We're going to drive this down to the dealership. And turn this four-wheel steering off. This thing's easier to drive with the four-wheel steering off. I had somebody leave a comment. They're like, you should watch Daggerwin to learn how to drive better. Like, what? Yeah, I don't drive very realistically. That is something that I'll try to do better in future videos. Probably when Farm Sim 22 hits, because, I am going to try to grow the channel here. I keep saying that. It's been a really busy summer with my wife moving over, with all the pets, getting into the groove, finding our rhythm. A lot of work stuff going on, and I'm still doing weddings. So I don't know. We are. Anyway, summers are always busy, but when we get to the fall and the winter, things slow down, and I'll start getting more YouTube content going. And I definitely need to start. FS22 hits. We're going to do tutorials and all that kind of stuff again. So we'll be back into making some serious production videos. These are more fun. But once again, I'm buying that controller, so going forward, I'll probably be actually using a steering wheel and gas pedals, which will make the steering look a little more realistic for you guys as you watch different videos. Anyway, here we are back at the sales place. So I'm going to have to take the bus to get back here once we drop this off, but wait a minute, did I not sell? Oh, I didn't. Look at me. All right. Dang, it's not worth much. Okay, so I think we're probably going to have to rent. I don't want to go into debt to buy it. This is about the largest seeder that we can run. What else do we got? We could, this is what, 4? This is, this one requires more horse. No, 100. This is 6 meters. What else do we got? Nope, those are all going to be way too big. What's this? 240. That's way over our horsepower. What is this? 260. Whoa. 230. Yeah, those are all way over. Price and size. 104. Hey, we might be able to afford. Yeah, we can afford this. So this is taking us up from I think 4 meters, this was 4. 3. So it's doubling the speed that we'll be able to seed our fields. I think it's time to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and invest in this. I know it leaves us with low amounts of money, but we don't really need to buy anything else. So we're going to do that. And we've purchased it. And once again, we are out of debt, so this is a good place to be. And this New Holland is 175, I believe, right? Yeah. So we're only 5 horsepower under the recommended requirements. So we're not going to be doing any hill pulling, so we should be fine. Famous last words. We'll see how this works out. I think, can we go this way? I think not. I think the fastest way out of town is still the other way. I'm going to wish I had gone. Yeah, this road doesn't go through. That's okay, though. We'll get out. The train is now available. Good for the train. It's going to be flying through here any minute now. Trying to keep my speed down so we don't, once again, more realistic driving. So that's a pretty cool seeder right there. This has been one that I've used pretty much since Farm Sim 15. This seeder has been the best, like, bang for your buck, and it still is. Like, it just, unfortunately, it doesn't fertilize as it seeds. Our last one didn't either, though, but that is one feature that it's missing. But it is a great fast seeder, and I think it also runs a little faster. But it's nice because it cultivates as it seeds, so you get 2 steps with one, piece of equipment. So. So I'm trying to think of how to make a good tutorial series for Farming Simulator. I tend to say a lot. Some people get turned off by that. I had somebody leave some nasty comments the other day. People always are leaving, not always. I'd say probably once a week I get a nasty comment. Either someone that hates my wife or somebody that doesn't like my voice or whatever, the way I say things. I tend to be a bit gooberish. But anyway. So this time, I'm not sure what we should plant. We could always do wheat and get a little bit more straw for our cows. I'm trying to think of what. I think we need a money crop, though. Something easy. So maybe we'll go with, I might do canola. I think soybeans probably the best money crop, but we just grew that, so I'm kind of trying to rotate through. So let's go ahead and do some canola crops. So let's go ahead and put the new seeder to use now that we're at the new farm, or the old farm. Now that we're at our farm, that's what I'm trying to say here. And fill up with our seed. Now this seeder will hold a lot more than the other one did. not sure quite how much it holds, actually. 3,100. That's an odd number. So, turn those off now. And let's go ahead and plant, we're going to do canola. Oh, this will be nice. I can see already how much faster this is going to go with the seeder. Did I not turn it on? Oh, this one, yeah. There we go. Seed drill enabled. Yeah, the tractor is not really having any issues pulling it. We are definitely not pulling it at full speed. I think it'll go a little faster with a bigger tractor. So that's something else we can work towards, but this isn't bad. And I'm going to go ahead and do the head lens here, head lens. Yeah, maybe 10 is the max with this thing. Because the tractor doesn't seem to be slipping or anything, so that might be just how it runs. I haven't ever run it with this tractor before, so. Canola is nice too because it goes a long way as far as seeding goes. I think once again, soybean gives you the best. From what my friend did like a lot of testing and found that soybean was the best, like seed to fruit ratio, with canola being second. See, this is just so much faster. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and get this done. I'll come back here and there, but I need to get these seeded. So I'm going to go ahead and seed both these fields with canola, and I probably can actually set a worker to do it. And then we'll check our fertilizer level, put down fertilizer as needed. So I will return in a few moments. All right, folks, so I've finished field one. Woof. And professional as always, and then my dog's barking back. I'm going to go ahead and hire a worker for field two here. Hop out and let him do his work. He'll probably get lost and go to the right, then I'll have to turn him around, but we'll let him do his thing. That seeder is really nice. It took me about 5 minutes to get, maybe 10 at the most, to get this field done. So it really, obviously cuts in half the amount of time that you're out there working, and that's a good thing. So we are bad nitrogen levels. pH value is perfect, but we need to put down some Fertilizer. There was a fly there. You heard that. So we got fertilizer and spray. We'll probably... This is for our herbicide. So we'll go ahead. I actually should have taken it back to first. Yeah. Oh, wait, I don't have solid fertilizer. Shoes and socks. All right, well, I'm going to see if I can combine these to make one canister of herbicide. It always makes me crazy when people say human instead of human. here I am saying herbicide and not herbicide. The human race. My father-in-law used to say that, my ex-father-in-law. It's the human race. It's human. Human. Not human. Human. But then, like, my wife's from England, and she insists that it's pronounced herbs. No, why didn't it dump it all out? See, this is... Oh, I think I get it. All right. So we need to put these both in, is what's happening here. I'm trying to combine them into one tank, so there's not 2 tanks of this stuff. There we go. And they should hold 2,000 liters. So at 805, there we go. So we got 1 tank with all the herbicide. Let's go ahead and grab our spray. Our fertilizer. See, and that guy, I told you that guy would get lost. He's already lost. Stupid idiot. They always go the wrong way. All right, we got to see what he did. Wrong buttons. Hold on a second, folks. Yes, he has driven himself into the trees. That's typical, actually. All right, so let's go ahead and... I saw somebody leave a comment on one of the shows. I hope that FS22 has better AI. And they've said every single version they've said they have better AI. That said, the AI has gotten marginally better, but it's still not great. So we'll go ahead and ride with him down the field, and then I'll jump off and we'll grab our fertilizer tractor. Looks like I'm probably going to need more fertilizer. I don't think 400 liters is going to cover that whole field. And we can even start on this field once they're done. So, but I'll tell you what, I've been loving the heck out of our new deck in the backyard in real life. And I have gotten bites like all over my arm from mosquitoes because we've been sitting out there every evening. All right, here we go. Hang on 1 second, folks. I'll be right back. All right, so we're going to unfold this sprayer. And get this started. We'll run it out. And we might get it in one pass. It's not going down too quickly. My daughter Violet just texted me and she said, "Dad," in all caps. I responded, "Yes," in all caps. Let's see what Violet wants. Whoa, dogs fighting. Was Gromit trying to have his way with Elfie again? We're doing the tractor ballet. Do 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 do. I'm gonna wait actually to do the next row because I'll be able to go over onto the next door field. I'm pointing with my finger though you can't see it, and I'll get both fields as I go instead of wasting spray. So I'm gonna wait till that guy's done seeding over there to do the next pass. But we'll get it all fertilized. I am going to refill this thing with fertilizer, though. Maybe. I think I'm going to just grab one container, and And I'll bring it over with the Lindner, and we'll fill this up. That should do both fields, I would think. Come on. Oh, I guess it doesn't need it. I got the sprayer turned on and it's not spraying, which means that it's satisfied. So we'll actually have to leave it unfolded for now. So let's go ahead and run to the shop. I'm going to buy some more fertilizer and I'll bring it over. Be back. All right, so I've been dropped off at the nearest bus stop. And we don't have to take the bus anymore today because we have the Lindner parked at the dealership here. They've been kind enough to let me keep it here for the morning. And we're going to get to load some fertilizer on there using the front loader. So let's see what we got in stock here. Yeah, I think that's it. This contains 3,000 liters. 3,000 liters, but it won't put out. The problem with this is it's really heavy. The regular is 2,000 liters, right? Let's see how it does. I may not be able to lift it. We'll try it. It's $2,800 for 3,000. It's $2,400. Oh, that's a good deal. That's a good deal. Take that. Okay. Where's this guy? So I'm going to grab this. And hopefully we'll be able to lift it. Now, if I should probably unfold the truck. There we go. Make it easier to put that in. I don't know how forklift drivers do this. Just like that. Perfect. It was almost easier doing it this way. I always feel, when I drive these, I always feel like, you will have your chance, Guido. You will have your chance. Right, lights off. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab this. All right. And we'll keep it low and slow. Tell you what, this thing has a bad turning radius when you turn the all-wheel steering off, but it's still easier to handle. It's funny how this game does not get any benefit from a good video card. Like I have a 3090 card with 24 gigabytes of RAM on board, and I've seen 0 frame rate increase on this game. Now, other games that I've got have had massive Flight Simulator saw a pretty big increase, and I'm looking forward to the new update. Flight Sim has a new update that came out because it's on the Xbox now, and so that means that they've had to design the way it works, and supposedly this latest patch really improves frame rates a lot for everybody, including PC users. So I'm excited to see how that works. But I guess what they did is they distributed the processing across multiple processors instead of just using like 2 cores. It's now using however many cores you have. Plus, already the game used a lot of video memory, but now it's supposed to use all of the video memory as much as it can, and also using as much of the GPU processing unit as it can, rather than just, kind of sort of using both. It's now going to really dedicate itself towards GPU, which is great for us because we'll see pretty big frame rate increases. But Train Sim saw a huge difference. SnowRunner's unbelievably smooth. And I don't know if that translates to video because my monitor is running at 120 to 140 hertz. So that's about 140 frames a second, 120, 130 frames a second. But the video is still only 60, so I don't know if you guys will actually see much of a difference. But eventually, when the channel does, and I'm going to give it another year probably, I would say by next year when I can get new hardware, like new processor, new motherboard. I'm waiting for DDR5 to come out, or whatever. I think it's DDR5. Whatever the newest DDR that's coming out soon. Once that hits, I'm probably going to upgrade the processor, motherboard, and memory all at once. And once I've done that, I may jump to 4K. We'll see. It won't really mean anything for you guys unless you're watching videos in 4K, and then it will make a pretty big difference in quality. So, but the reason why I went to the 3090 is because the 3090 is capable of 8K at 60 frames a second. So 4K is no problem. It's really designed for 4K gaming, and so that's why I ended up getting it. But as of right now, there's really no use for it. So. All right, so we've arrived with our crooked little truck. Now we're going to pull up next to our There we go. And let's go ahead and hop out and fill you full of fertilizer. Get closer. There's that. 1,800. This might hold 3,000 total. I don't think so, but maybe. Nope. Oh, just under. Dang it. All right, so we're going to leave that there. We'll leave this here. And I think we'll end up, once that's, I'll fill it up before I put it away. We got going on here. This is all good. Got that there. We'll move that. Okay. So things are going along nicely. How is our seed level? We should be fine. We didn't use any seed at all to seed this field, and that field's not a whole lot bigger. But in the meantime, let's walk next door and see. We've talked about expanding a little bit. Probably going to go the grass route, but I don't know. Maybe it's worth it to buy this field next door. And we'll just buy all these lower level fields eventually because we can make some good money from crop. This one is not all grass. I was going to say it looks like it's all grass, but it's not. It's just grass on the edge. So let's take a look and see what the field price is. Map, please. Oh, it's saving. Yeah, this shouldn't be too expensive. Oh, sorry. Okay. And we're going to look at prices. Wow, this is going to be $172,000. I feel like you're buying a lot of extra land here. That's not necessarily a bad thing. And then these parcels, see, 180. This one gets way more field space, but it's just 5,000 more. 189, 202. However, if we do this at some point, we do also need to expand our harvest. We need a bigger harvester. The Neva will be able to handle field 7. But if we do 8, 9, and 10, we are going to have to look at a bigger harvester. This, how much is this? 268. Wow. That 285, 268, 125. And this might be a good buy for us if we want to expand out this way. So we'll look at that. And there's no rush to get there yet. Once again, I don't want to I want to stay out of debt now. So we'll earn that. But I think that probably will be the next move, because then we can make silage off of that field also. So he's still going. He looks like he's going to be going for a while. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this truck, and we're going to run up to the main farm and just see how our grass growing is doing and all that stuff. And so we'll... Oh, perfect. Actually, I wanted to slide forward. Nope. It's almost empty, but you don't want it sliding around. The train is now available. Okay, I'm going to run to the farm. I'll be right back. All right, so it looks like our grass is still in the growing state. It says ready to harvest, but we don't have any white flowers on it yet, so I'm gonna let it grow one more stage. So we'll wait till tomorrow. I want it to look like this, where we have the wild grass look. That kind of grass is so pretty. We have that in Ohio. We have the whites, the yellows, and the blue flowers. I think they're the purplish flowers, and they're so pretty. Everything's doing. I'm just gonna check real quick here how everything's going. Take a look at our stocks. We should have plenty of silage. Whoops. Hey. Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, we got tons of silage, and we still have the excess stuff that we got last time that we did not bale. And I think, if I remember right, where's our baler? I must have parked it in the garage. Hey, Hendius, thank you for following, by the way. Sucks because I'm not really doing Twitch. But Twitch will be coming back in the fall. My wife and I talked about it. We do feel like I need to be doing it, so both of us. And it's, I don't know. It's a hard thing to do, but I am going to do it. Okay, so we have all the hay here, and we have straw. We still have a pretty good supply of both. I'm not really worried about. I think we'll go one more round before we make more. Yeah, and that's why we got the Vicon. This can bale grass and then make silage out of it pretty quick. So we're not going to be using the X baler anymore, but this is fine. We got a bunch of lime up here too. I forgot about that. I'll bring that up to the rest of the lime up to the farm. Yeah. So we bale. It was cool using the X tractor at the beginning, but I think we're where we need to be. So I'm going to head back down and see what's going on the field. Obviously, work is still happening. Let's go see how those guys are doing. I'll be back. All right, we are arriving back at the farm. And I'm going to take that lime and bring it back once we're done. So there's that. And he's almost done seeding, thankfully. I'll take over for him now as we get closer to the end of our planting. Because he's going to be doing this the most inefficient way possible. Let's also take over. No more helper J. Did good work though. Look at this. He's got the field almost all the way planted. Oh, thank you, Evelyn. You're the best. What'd you say, P? Kind of warm? Huh. Okay. Well, it should be good. Evelyn made me a big cup of coffee, and she put whipped cream in it. Ooh. It's like a Austin Powers. Dr. Evil like gets it on his nose. He's like, I call that a Belgian dip. Oh God, I love those movies. Oh, Evelyn, it's fine. Oh, it's perfect. Ev, that's perfect. She did great. She knows how to make coffee. That was a very bad Dr. Evil. Shoot. I love Dr. Evil. I love the ending of the third movie when he... I'm not going to spoil it. But I love it. One of my favorite parts of that whole series is when Scotty comes out and he's lost half his hair. And Dr. Evil's like, whoa! He's like, hi, Scotty. His hair is missing. Whoa! It's so stupid, it's funny. Sometimes my wife, of course she's English, she just says things like that Austin Powers would say, not realizing like she's never really watched the movies. I've tried to get her to watch them. She doesn't like that like slapstick humor. But I'm like, honey, this is just some things that you do are just Austin Powers. And she's like, no. And she totally is. All right. We've completed our task. So let's go ahead and repair this stuff. We'll wash it up and then put it through the repair cycle and put it away. And then I'll go ahead and spray the rest of the field. And we'll be all done with our planting. So it took us, what, about 50 minutes to plant? Very little effort for the amount of yield that we'll get. I haven't found a buyer yet for our canola. Well, obviously I work with the local grocery store, that brand, and they don't have a buyer yet. So we're going to grow it, and then they'll tell us where they want us to ship it. And we will use the truck and deliver somewhere into Europe. Not sure yet where. Hopefully somewhere beautiful. Usually Italy is where we end up going. But as you've seen, we've also been to Andorra, which is absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. Let's repair that. I can't repair the tractor. Let's do that. I call it a Belgian dip. Which is funny because I realized my friend's dad, he and his dad do not get along at all, which is sad. But his dad is like one of those like West Point grad, like just like that military type person. I don't know how to explain it. He wasn't in the military, but he went to West Point and then went, was a very successful businessman. But he's not like, I don't know. I'm probably the opposite. Like as far as like success and teaching my kids how to like empowering my children to be successful business people. I'm not good at that. And Brian is very good. Like his dad, taught him those things, and he's very good at it. But he has a lot of resentment towards his dad because he's, But his dad is bald, and he talks like Dr. Evil. So Brian always makes fun of him. He's like, yes, son. I'm Dr. Brian, we need to talk. But he's a nice guy. He just, like I said, my friend he does have some resentment because he's like, I wish my dad would have been more of a dad and less of a father. Like, he was a good father, but he wasn't a great dad. And like I said, I think I'm the opposite. Like, I think I'm a good, like, father, like a dad type figure. Like my kids and I get along. We have fun together. Like, they want to spend time with me and stuff. But at the same time, I don't instill, like, success in them or, like, competitive spirit because I'm just not that kind of person. So, whereas his dad is real, like West Point motivated. It's hard to get that balance. Something's wrong here. Jeez. What is holding us up? Trying to see exactly what's happening now. Okay, so that needs to go up a little bit. Part of the problem is the ground isn't level, so I'm like, it's the side of my forks that's hitting the truck. There we go. Pull that back, slam on the brakes. There we go. And I'm offloading this right now. It doesn't have to go away because we're going to. And that probably, I'm going to try to go back to using the solid fertilizer. That way I don't need both units. Like, I don't need to do one or the other. Because before, when we were doing just regular farming, before we did precision farming, I needed both. But now I don't. I just need one or the other. Though I could just, I'll tell you what, it fertilizes so much faster using the big fertilizer. So maybe we'll just sell that little Cavernaland. It's worth a couple $1,000. I wonder if I could. Actually, if I could fit it on the back of this. Unfortunately, the bale or the carton is crooked. Let's try this again. Driving all over my precious crops. Dang it. Come on. Ooh, you guys get a long episode this time. I haven't realized I've been recording for 53 minutes. Whoa, that's a record. Well, it's been a long time since we've done anything together, so I figure we probably should have some longer episodes anyway, but it's not going on straight. I want this to be really straight so that I can get that unit on here. And there's my forks are hampering me again, but we can do this. Push it a little bit, just a little. Is that centered? That's centered. There we go. Let's strap this down. Boop. And then we're gonna. I don't think I can get that on to the truck. Like if I could pick this up with the forks. I don't have a bucket down here right now. This would probably pick up easier. No! Well, not what I was hoping for, but maybe got the desired result I wanted. Oh, yes. Victory. Sweet, sweet victory, yeah. All right. It ain't pretty, but it works. We're just going to have to drive real careful. All right. That's pretty good. I can't believe I got it. All right, so let's go ahead and spray the rest of this field and start the next one. But do you see what I mean by the overlap? Maybe in the next, that's not on. Maybe in the next farm sim they'll have tram lines. That'd be cool to actually be able to do it. Like every 8th pass, you do like a tram line. For those of you that don't know what that is, it leaves 2 lanes on the field for a specific size tractor with care wheels to travel up and down while the crop is growing. I don't think we use tram lines in the U.S. I don't think I've ever seen a crop in the United States that had a tram line. What's up, Pete? Did you say something, honey? I thought my daughter said something. But yeah, we don't use tram lines in the U.S. I don't think. That's an English thing, but it'd be cool to have it anyway because there are a lot of great English farms. I saw that Thornton just came out. I might play that by myself. I don't know. My problem is that I end up picking up too many farms to do, and I never finish any of them. So what I'm trying, if you guys have noticed, I don't know what the right thing to do is. I've done a lot of farms. If I do new farms, more people watch. I will say that. I'm trying to find a way to balance not abandoning farms but yet, still showcasing. And I think I'm probably, for the next version of the game, I'm going to change some things on the channel. I definitely want to have a couple long-running farm series. I think what I'll also do is when new maps come out, I will do like a, this is how I would run this map type video. And, I'm sure people will disagree with me, but I think that I need my channel needs to grow. We are growing really slowly. Like I'm getting maybe 20 new viewers a month, and we definitely are declining on views. And it's because nothing new is happening. So, and because I'm not a news source, I think that a lot of people are going to these like DJ Go Hams and stuff like that where it's all news. And that's nothing wrong with that. I think, they provide a cool service. And I don't think I liked DJ Go Ham when he first started, but the more he's gotten really professional. And the last couple of videos I've watched of his, I've actually really enjoyed. So, and of course Daggerwind does his, very in-depth series. I just kind of play the game and talk. So I don't know. That doesn't draw as many people, but I'll try some different stuff out. Keep doing this too. But I'm having fun doing it. I think that as long as I'm having fun, we're good. I'll continue even if no one watches. Whoops. I keep forgetting, if you turn it on, and this is one of those things you got to get used to with, what do you call it? Precision farming. You don't really have to turn the sprayer on and off. It will adjust according to the land that you're driving over. You have to get used to that. So I'm going to go ahead and get this done, and I will see you guys at the end of the video when we take our product, the rest of the product, back home and unload it and sell that seeder or the fertilizer spreader. So I'll see you guys momentarily. All right. So there are spots my daughter was pointing out. You missed a spot. I'm like, no. The way that it works, it kind of does look like it missed a spot, doesn't it? It doesn't though, but it's annoying how they do it. Like it doesn't let you spray a little bit. But I guess in the long run it conserves. So that's the big idea. So let's ingest the rest of the fertilizer and make it into one container. This should be under 2,000, I would think. Nope. Yep, okay. It's going to be 2 containers, right? Shoot. It's going to be 2 containers, so I guess that's just how it is. Let's go ahead and fill this up with weed, herbicide, weeder, de-weeder. I'm not filling it up with weed. That sounded wrong. Dude, get the tractor. Guy right here. I'm back to see even further up because I parked in front of the spot that I need to get to. Right. Let's go ahead and grab. That's got 1,028. These hold 2,000. So how much is this? Like if this is like, I think this other one was 1,100, so that works out right. There's no way we'd be able to get them both into one container. So there's about 1,000 in each of these, but over 1,000. So about 200 extra. Yep, 1,100. So 1,100 WTAM, 1,100. Cleveland's radio station, conservative talk radio. Though we have Geraldo in the morning, for those of you who know who Geraldo is. He's a Clevelander. All right. So, and pretty liberal at that. All right, so let's go ahead and drive over to the store. Oh, slow down. God. No dumping. No tippy. And we're going to run at a snail's pace so I don't drop that thing out the back. So I would say this was a pretty productive episode. You guys got an hour of video, just over, and got to see how the farm was doing. We got to spend some time in the Alps. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. I definitely had fun making it. And we got a lot done. We got the whole field turned. We got a new seeder. We got the rigid track moved up to the farm, and the New Holland moved down to, or up to the grass fields, and the New Holland moved down to the big farm. And so I think everything's in the right place now. Cows are all caught up to date. Farm is out of debt. We're about to gain a little bit of money by selling this piece of equipment. And then we'll unload this lime at the farm. And that'll be that. We'll be ready to run another cycle. I think by tomorrow we should have grass to mow and silage. And then when the canola comes up, we'll have to run it out. Haven't heard from the hotel. They're happy with our products. When I spoke to them last, they don't need anything right now though. So once the hotel like gets back to us. You know, but if this continues, there's another hotel we can go up and talk to. You guys can see up on the hill there. There's a second getaway, and I want to start talking to them about possibly using some of our products. So we want to do that if possible. So we may expand our business. Always good to expand. Uh-oh. And our little Cavernian spreader shifted. But it went the right way. It fell down instead of up. Oh, there's still stuff in it. Oh, well. What are you going to do? All right, guys. So I'll see you when I get to the shop. Oh, duh. I could have mounted it on the front of the tractor or the truck. Duh. Oh, well. It was cool to load it in the back. I didn't think about, I forgot this thing has the 3-point hitch. All right, I'll be back. All right, I've arrived at the shop. Let's see if we can't get it sold without, yes, sell. Yep. Yeah, $3,000. That's not great, but it's not terrible either. And we're gonna go ahead and get the rest of it at the farm. I don't need my hazards anymore because nothing's gonna fall off. All right, guys, so I'll catch you when I get up to the farm. We'll be there momentarily. One last little talk before we get up to the farm. I'm hoping, now, I know they've shown us the American map, which, by the way, looks, for the first time ever, it actually looks like Farming America. For those of you that haven't seen the video of the new American map that's coming out with Farm Sim 22, it actually looks like America. They spent the time to make it right. And it looks like Iowa or maybe Illinois. It's like something like that. Like it definitely looks like middle America. And that is where the primary parts of our farming go. And like they said, when you first look at it, like from the outset, it looks like, like everything's flat and there's nothing interesting. But as you start to get into really looking at it, the land does have character. And I've told my wife this too as we drive around. You know, we went to Chicago to get the puppies and all that stuff. And it was like I pointed out to her, I'm like, look, every state looks different, doesn't it? You start to see like Ohio is different looking than Indiana. And Indiana is different looking than Illinois. They just look different. So the Farm Sim guys are starting to see this, and they've really done a good job of programming those intricacies into the map. It has its own feel, and that is really good news for us. So it's going to be a very flat map, but it's not flat. It's like the Midwest. Missouri, to me it looked like Iowa or Missouri, which is great. But the point is, it has all kinds of cool new industries. You can make things and sell them at different places, and I'm hoping that this translates over to the Erlengrot map, because they're also, the other map that they're including is a redo of this map, and I'd like to continue this farm if possible into FS22, and I will. But I'm hoping that we start to get some industry on that map too. They haven't said much about it. But one thing, the other thing that I saw, and I really, really hope that modders take advantage of this, they're going to be making the American map with the idea that there's going to be multiple people playing and multiple farms. So there's actually other farms on the map that you can buy that aren't the main farm. And so that they're trying to get rid of that idea of main farm. And that is something that they started with when this game came out and then just kind of dropped it. So I'm hoping that we see that with FS22, that we see more maps that have multiple farms. So when you go onto a map, the way that it should be, and once again, this is just me and my high ideals, it would be great to be able to start a map with just some money, and you pick where you want to start out. And you already have several farms available to pick from. And that would be like real life. Like, you know, when my wife and I have been looking for this horsey farm that we have not been able to find, we've been looking at different properties and what they offer, and we're not going to buy something where we have to build everything. We're looking for facilities that are already in place that have the ability to hold anywhere from 4 to 6 horses. You know, so that's something that we're looking for, and I'm hoping that we find that. But that's how real life is. You wouldn't buy something unless you found something that you're looking for. It wouldn't just be a blank piece of land. You could do that, but then, you know, you should also have a couple options, you know, and so that's what supposedly that's what they're doing, is that we'll have a couple different farms to pick from. So that's exciting news if that is true, and hopefully some of these modders will pick up on that and start making multiple farms for us. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this chore log. I had fun making it. Definitely had a good time and got to get a lot of stuff done today, and kind of putting us on the way to making some more money. Anything we make now, pretty much until we decide to buy some big piece of land, it's profit. So hopefully you enjoyed this video here in the Alps. I will see you guys next time. Have a great night. Be sure to subscribe. Please give us thumbs up. We always have a couple trolls that give thumbs down. So ignore those people. Don't forget, if you like this video, to give us thumbs up, though. And I will see you next time. Bye.